Chaos on the ground, chaos on the street. You hear that sound, do you hear that beat? Chaos on the ground, chaos on the street. People chant loud, marching their feet.
Chaos in Minneapolis, anger spiking the moon. Another person killed, another life taken too soon. I'm cynical, it's cyclical, more protests require more cops. And abuse the power, those cops seem more like goons. But they got their orders to be there and to quell the unrest. With masks over their faces and no cameras on their chests. Tens of thousands brave the cold all across the Midwest. Intense stress to protest arrests and the 2 deaths. But like I said, it's chaos on the ground, chaos on the street. Who gains from chaos? Who thinks chaos is sweet? Partisan news reports competing facts. Man, what a feat, it's not deceit, it's perspective. The truth isn't so neat. Cause it's chaos on the ground, chaos on the man. Can we all agree that chaos looks a bit worse in Iran? 2 people to 20,000 since chaos began. And partisan news is better than an internet ban. But people worry it's a plan, and Iran is where we're headed. Authoritarian started, and that's something to be dreaded. Better yet to be fretting, they say, if you're not thick-headed. You'd protest, do a badness will be embedded. Republicans are catching on to the optics, how it looks. Midterms are coming up and they don't wanna be cooked. They are reading the signs, and the signs can pray a book. And the book is titled We Hate ICE, and got them pretty shook. So Trump tiptoes around, not sure exactly what to do. Can't look weak but can't look brutal, must support the boys in blue. He's backed off but still says Minneapolis is a zoo. And chaos is the left's fault and chaos cannot ensue. So who benefits from chaos? Well, the answer isn't great. Chaos riles people and people riled aren't okay. They're more likely to agree with what people in power say. They eat up news and rock the boat. Chaos is partisan decay. Case in point, Congress can't pass the DHS funding bill, cause Democrats can't back off from following their people's will. And Republicans can't back off, they'd rather die on that hill. But since the hill is capital, governance stands still. There's chaos on the street, chaos on the ground. That gives parties ammunition when midterms come to town. See the other guy cause chaos, and that chaos will compound. So it's your moral duty to vote me there bad, just look around. Chaos on the ground, chaos on the street. Do you hear that sound? Do you hear that beat? Chaos on the ground, chaos on the street. Chaos is a cloud, chaos as you be. And this chaos has effects beyond America's shore. Europe had to pivot, can't rely on us anymore. And I'm not just talking financial support for the war, but trade has taken its tariffs have shaken the core. Globalization, integration, they rely on shared norms, but cooperation's been replaced by a list of twisted forms. Changing rates and punishments for not buying his platforms. Trump's dressing up as Zeus, bringing thunder with the storm. So the oldest continent is sad to start hedging their bets. Pivot away and insulate from Trump beating his chest. Tweeting his threats, deleting and repeating in jest. They needlessly stress, he's just feeding and then bleeding his guests. So with friends like these, Europe needs another friend. Other markets to explore, other hands that they will lend. The EU and Britain have found different means to that end. You should see this trade deal the EU and India just penned. The mother of all trade deals is what the papers say. Tariffs on 95% of goods have all but gone away. India's protective laws have kept manufacturers at bay, but now their 1.5 billion consumers are up for play. While Britain lacks the leverage that the EU has on tap, cause Britain left the EU separated from their map. If you wanna understand the impact on the old chap, take a hammer and hit yourself hard on the kneecap. So the UK turns to China, well that's certainly a move. Starmers in Shanghai, underneath this will behoove. His party sees the polls and they got something to prove, but China's got hooks that are quite hard to remove.